Testing, testing, testing. Beyond the Gym by Jay Williams. My story began even before I came into this world. It is a story of every man and woman dealing with the struggle, stress, and situations of everyday life. Mine is not unique or any different than anyone else's. Yet, how I've lived it is unique indeed. As I've lived out the short years that has been my life, I've seen pain, power, and passion. The pain that I've experienced has caused me to suffer in silence, like so many others. But the power that struggle gave me has allowed me to overcome obstacle after obstacle and discover a passion that has driven me forward toward answers not only for myself, but also for the many people that I've been blessed to encounter and work with along the way. People looking for the answers that I've been blessed to find. As I look back over the years, the tears that I've shed have been for the struggle I've gone through, but more importantly, the struggle that everyone else faces. When life spirals out of control, as it often does, it leaves carcasses littered along the way. People's lives get out of control, and their bodies begin to match that decline. America's greatness is being challenged in that it faces its greatest trial, one based on lack of discipline and knowledge. As I look around and see uncontrolled obesity, bodies out of shape, and minds out of focus, I realize this is the new normal. What I've been able to develop as a result of my own life struggle has led many people to overcome this crazy and difficult reality called life. I have embarked on a mission to restructure my own body and that of countless others who have accepted the genetic approach. I'm not saying I'm some genius or that I know more than anyone else. I've just discovered some simple and effective techniques and processes along the way that have transformed me from an overweight, sullen, and depressed and frustrated child into a fitness entrepreneur that is able to pass this knowledge along to others. This has become not only a mission, but also a ministry. It seems as if most people would prefer to mask the evidence of overeating, underexercising, and no discipline by putting on clothes and hiding behind social media images of a throwback time. As I looked over my own life and challenged myself and rose to the challenge, I now challenge you. My challenge is for you to become the best you that you can possibly be. It's more than about muscles, fitness, or just working out. It's ultimately about seeing the true you and becoming that person. One of the most important reasons that my workouts and system get such dramatic and long-lasting results is that I work with the inner person first, and that soon becomes the outer person. Inside of each of us is a giant, an incredible person waiting to be free. But the prison of today's lifestyle has created a Frankenstein of fatness, flabbiness, and poor fitness. I have reluctantly and now triumphantly accepted the challenge to help you become the best you possible. Journey with me to J-Netics, a fitless generation. Fitness is a multi-billion dollar industry. You probably know the drill. The first of the year, for most people, get drunk, write resolutions for things that need to be changed and that you want to change. 2 weeks later, the routine is ended and you're back in the same old grind that got you where you were in the first place. Einstein said, if you do that same thing and expect a different result, you're insane. Has America gone insane? It appears so. Startling statistics show that clearly 65% of individuals that have had lap band surgery fall right back to the same size, if not larger, within a year. What has brought us to such a shameful spiraling downfall? I say it's the result of a negative 3D lifestyle. The 3Ds are diet, discipline, and devotion. Lifestyle change has become a buzzword in the fitness world, yet one that has conflicting messages. You see, a true lifestyle change is one where all three of these components are addressed. Let's talk about the American diet. Every day we wake, we're dying, and now our diet is exploiting that process at an alarming rate. The foods that we eat have been so processed so much and have so many harmful additives that it can barely be called food any longer. The big debate now is whether red meat should be taken out of the diet. It's not red meat we should be talking about. It's processed food, salt and sugar, and other harmful ingredients that are causing food to be denuded and diluted. The food that we eat and the quantities that we eat are slowly killing us. The funny thing is, we should eat to live, but in all too many cases, we live to eat. For me, food became an escape, a comfort zone, if you will. As you will see later in my story, depression, frustration, and other issues caused me to withdraw into myself and become alone, unloved, and unliked. The only escape from that personal prison was to eat, and eat I did, to the point that I became overweight, sluggish, and self-loathing. I found no pleasure in being around people because they only reminded me how pitiful I had become. Most people eat to escape, eat to get satisfaction and enjoyment that they can't find in other places. This gorging, binging, this overeating has caused a problem with obesity, which leads to diseases such as diabetes, obesity, and other maladies that are self-inflicted. I often watch the television shows like the 600-pound person. This person has ate himself into a corner, literally. He can't get out of bed, is frustrated with himself, and actually even hates himself for what he has become. He is sitting there in this self-imposed prison, crying and wanting to get out. My observation was not the 600-pound man, but the 300 and 400-pound enablers that was bringing the 600-pound of the food. You see, if he was stuck in bed, unable to get to the refrigerator, how was he getting the food that was slowly killing him? The answer was obvious, as enablers kept bringing him that comfort food that was his only lifeline. They were bringing him the snacks and unhealthy types and amounts of food that was killing him. Yet they were 300 to 400 pounds themselves, in need of drastic weight reduction, and they were concerned with his health. The problem with lap band surgery and other drastic measures is, sure, you can lose between 50 to 100 pounds or more, but at what cost? The loss of electrolytes, muscle tissue, and damage to the kidney, liver, and other organs is not worth the price you have to pay. In essence, the body is starving itself to death, and as a result, losing lean muscle mass. Isn't it the desire of the fitness community, to begin with, to increase lean muscle mass? No, the answer is to teach a lifestyle of discipline and devotion, yet to be open to a shift in your life. This life shift allows you to stop the destructive practices that have gotten you in trouble to begin with. The poor knees, the weakened heart, and other physical ailments that are created by these artificial methods are not what we're looking for. We have to challenge the culture as early as childhood. The truth is, the average individual can't stop himself. And why should they? From childhood, we are taught to eat everything on our plate and eat as much as we desire. Eating has become the new American favorite pastime. The truth is, you can't tell me when you're going to die, but to the second, you can tell me what time you get off work and what time you can get to take that vacation. The problem with our consumption culture is now we're setting ourselves up as a ticking time bomb, waiting to explode into some type of debilitating disease or circumstance. The answer is an educational format rather than just a truly physical fitness format. The education has to be in the form of what we eat, why we eat it, when we eat it, and how we eat it. In essence, get your food right in order to get your life right. Now, I don't follow trends. I'm a trend setter. The trend I set is one that will put your life on the best course and path for success. Often trainers and other individuals call the process and the techniques that I engage in a cult, primarily because people adhere to our philosophy of nutrition and exercise religiously. My response is that we're not a cult. We're just on one accord. If you look at diets, they have a maturation date. If you look up the word diet on the internet using Google, you see almost 80,000 examples of different diets. As one gains traction and becomes the fad, others merely fade into the background. Each one claims that they are more glorified and better than the other. The problem we face today is an oversaturation of information, but more importantly, no execution and no discipline. We're witnessing a new American mantra, enabling others and somehow feeling our own issue is not as bad. Feeling somehow that compared to the 600-pound pathetic case, you are really quite good. The American diet has three words, three letters that are true. DIE. It is killing us. To make matters worse, this overeating, this binge eating, in most cases, the food is tasteless. The interesting thing that I noticed over my overeating earlier in life was I got to the point where I never even tasted the food. I just shoveled it in my mouth to satisfy some craving on the inside. In essence, there was no enjoyment. It was only an exercise in fulfilling futility. The diet, being what it is and causing all sorts of health issues, brings up an even more sinister problem. The problem is discipline. Discipline is something that most fitness trainers don't want to discuss. Discipline is the action of being a disciple, of following a specific trend and doing what must be done because it is required. Discipline is not from an early age, so later in life, when discipline is required, the skill set to operate within it doesn't exist. When I've been interviewed on radio and television shows, I'm often admonished not to talk about discipline. The disciplined fitness follower would do it when he doesn't feel like doing it. The disciplined fitness enthusiast will get up when he's tired and continue long past when he is spent. He will do what it takes and what is required in order to accomplish the goal that was set. Discipline is that inner drive that allows you to push past the pain and turn it into passion so that you can achieve the power to be the winner that you truly are. As I talk to my clients, I'm never short on educating them on the attributes of proper diet and nutrition. But even more important is the value of discipline. The individual that discovers discipline is able to overcome anything in life. Discipline allows you to burn the midnight oil and yet get up at the crack of dawn to attack the day. Discipline is what creates the body that you desire. And discipline is what keeps that body in the shape and form that you have desired and designed it to be. Enough cannot be said about discipline. It is the driving force, the fuel that will take you to your destination. The workout that I designed for an individual will not work unless it is employed with a sense and value of discipline. Discipline begins on the inside. It is a mental thing. It tells you and allows you to follow the instruction to do one more. Do one more. Discipline is that do one more provider. Without discipline, the average person will give up at the first hint of pain. Discipline says push past the pain and you'll find the results you're looking for. Discipline is an inner energy. It is accomplished when an individual engages in devotion. To be devoted to a subject matter or an experience requires meditation and focused thought toward that end. Every day, an individual practices the 3Ds, proper diet, ever-increasing discipline, and inspired devotion that speaks to and brings peace to the inner man. My results for my clients have been spectacular because I first contact the inner man. Everyone has access to their inner man. The truth be told, we are a three-part being. We are mind, which is the inner man. We are soul, which is that part that allows you to demand, to act, and to operate. And we are flesh, which is the body. The body is the outer expression of the inner man. The inner man looks at that body and sees it a certain way. Devotion allows you to speak to that inner man and tell the inner man what you want the outer world to look like. With the soul, we're able to communicate both to the mind and the body. If devotion is not applied on a regular basis, the outer man will begin controlling the inner man. We see all too many examples of the outer man controlling the inner man. Someone that is out of shape and undisciplined. That is what we are when the outer man gets what it desires. Most often, those desires are not congruent with a healthy lifestyle. The flesh will demand excessive food and food that has no nutritional value, but they taste good. The genetic approach is to get the diet, the discipline, and the devotion in the correct order so that it produces the desired result that everyone dreams of. The body is a temple and should be treated as such. Proper discipline should be applied so that the proper and correct foods are eaten, exercise and mental devotion are applied so that you not only look the part, but you feel the part and you think the part. It's more than a decision. The desire to do. Yes, the aspect of making a decision to get in shape is almost all that most people are willing to do. The actual work of and workout is more than they're willing to commit to. The decision to get in shape seems to be enough. Every year, the fitness industry relies on undisciplined people making resolutions to finally get in shape. Having shelled out the money, they can now placate themselves by believing that they've taken a step toward getting back in shape. The fitness industry relies on that commitment. Its sole goal is to get you to sign up and shell out your money for promises you know you'll never keep. All it takes to become a licensed life coach is to pay $295 and take a test. Since the test is administered online, in many cases, the actual trainer never takes the test. A friend who's already mastered the curriculum merely takes it for them. Since they pay the $295, they are now a licensed trainer. In Hollywood, every actor, actress, and wannabe celebrity used to wait tables and park cars while the big break was being waited on. In the last decade, a new discovery was made. Become a personal trainer, work out yourself for free, and help people with their big delusion. As I interviewed countless physical trainers and personal trainers, I discovered that the ones that consider themselves the best are the ones that actually sell the most fitness programs. It's not that they help their clients to achieve their fitness goals, rather, it's that they help the gym to achieve its business goals. A productive and prosperous physical trainer is one that is able to convince an unwitting client to sign up for more sessions. The more sessions they sign up for, the more successful that trainer is. The fact that many, if not most of the new enrollees never attend the gym is just par for the course. Statistics show that between 2 and 4 weeks into the new year, most new clients abandon their goals and just forget about the large outlay that they just made. This accounts for an incredible spike in gym enrollment. The spike has continued, but is now beginning to abate. Gyms are closing across the country because people are now unwilling to make that continual commitment to pay for something they're not using. The fitness industry has created a new paradigm and paradox for people looking to change their lifestyle. Enter the vegan world, where people are now afraid to eat. They're told that animal proteins are somehow bad for them, and they shouldn't ask for anything that doesn't taste bad or that creates any type of bulk on you. When I started prescribing that my clients actually eat the protein necessary to develop muscle mass and develop the discipline to turn that into a sculptured body that they could be proud of, most trainers scoffed at me, laughed at me, ridiculed, and tried to discredit me. They said that my half-hour workout and diet regimen were dangerous to the client and tried to debunk my results. But results speak for themselves, and as thousands of people began to trumpet those results that they were getting, the only avenue left was to fully discredit me and my methods. New ideas are first laughed at, then challenged, then fought, and finally accepted. They scoffed that a half-hour workout could not create the results the client was looking for. They also stated that my nutritional claims and prescriptions were ludicrous at best. Those trainers would work a person out for an hour or more if the person came at all and committed to the process to begin with. Exhausted, the client would stop coming due to frustration and fatigue and no results. The mindset of strenuous workouts alone could produce the desired result was something that was new. I only hand described, I, on the other hand, described the rigorous half-hour result I, on the other hand, prescribe the rigorous half-hour workout regime that targets every muscle needed for conditioning and control so they can achieve the physique desired. In addition, I prescribe the nutrition regimen that targets everything necessary for a complete and balanced body that is in a state of ketosis. Ketosis is when the body is at its optimal best. Trainers didn't want me in the gym. They conspired with gym owners and clients alike to have me banned out of the facilities. 13 different times I lost gym privileges and was told never to come back, ever, by the owners and the managers. This was primarily due to other trainers being jealous and envious and afraid of my techniques. I, I would claim that if my 90-day regimen was followed, the results were not evident, they would not have to pay. Initially, I wouldn't even charge until after the 90-day period was complete. The only problem was that my clients got the results and then after 90 days would just disappear, not paying. I soon changed that practice. The Bible says the workman is worthy of his hire. The social media monster. Lastly, I want to talk about something that has become so pervasive that it is almost nuclear in its destructive capacity. This is social media. Social media is not only misleading, it's also destructive. Social media has no redeeming social value and really helps no one. The appeal to social media is that it exposes a reality that doesn't even exist. People post pictures of themselves looking their best, doing their best, in essence, seeming to have excelled or succeeded in an area that they clearly have not. Social media is a giant wasteland. Instead of connecting us as was originally thought, it now divides and detaches us from each other. In the past, we would call each other up and find out what people were doing or up to. Now, we just get on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter and see them posting pictures of themselves in exotic lands doing incredible things. This makes us wonder why we're not achieving, why we're not as accomplished as the next person. This is that is posting on social media. In essence, social media has just become clips of trips not taken, Photoshop pictures of events often not even true. Everyone has access to a process that allows them to look their very best, even when they're at their very worst. This new technology and new pervasive culture has just become an extreme advertising medium. In many cases, athletes and other celebrities are willing to take money to say they support or endorse certain products or systems. A good-looking fit model can display an image that they support this gym with their physical fitness program, and people buy it because of that endorsement. Hiring someone that looks amazing to pitch your product allows it to be sold. But if individuals could look behind the curtain, they would see pills, shots, and other ills that are producing those results. What they're looking at is not the actual equipment or system used to generate those results. As my gym was exploding in popularity, a friend put me on the phone with a major star and his wife. They agreed to come to the gym and do photo ops and promote my gym for $50,000. The sad truth is that they would never work out or do anything associated with the genetic process. Only look as if they did. Looking as if is the new way of doing things. A multi-major star has a personal trainer, and over the last several years, this trainer has made well over $5 million as a personal development coach. The sad truth is that 5 years later, this star looks no better, is in the same dire situation, yet that trainer had made millions off of the process. He has that one client and has convinced her that his system is effective. Could this also be the lack of discipline? The client is still obese, in bad shape, and in the same or worse shape that she was when she hired the trainer. This book is not to mock or decry those that are in the physical fitness industry. It is just a wake-up call to say maybe it's time to take a more critical look at this industry that is making billions and producing very few results. The physical fitness industry is expanding at an exponential rate. The results achieved are decreasing at that same exponential rate. It's time to take another look.